Hello everyone, this is Michelle, and today I am going to talk to you about gender and development. I am recording this for those who were unable to join our online sessions and for those classes I didn't get to meet last week for some reasons. So, yeah, we talked about gender and development, or God, and its importance to the society and why we need to talk about it. What is its relevance to me or to you, to all of us as individuals? Gender studies and research are very important because it is part of our development. Exploring gender in society enables us to examine or even question or challenge social norms surrounding the genders. No, it helps us understand what it means to be a woman or a man in the society. And when we have that awareness, no, we understand that both men and women have struggles. They face struggles in the society, or at least with how the society sees them. And when we are aware, we try, no, actually, it is the hope that we pursue justice and equality for all. And yeah, that's fundamental to our development. On my slide here, it says, I am a man, I am a woman, and we are equal. I asked your peers if they feel that there really is gender equality in the Philippines, and I got a lot of different answers. Some said yes, others said no, some answered maybe. And so we have arrived at a discussion, and we ended up agreeing that we say yes, we are equal because that is how we want to be treated. We want the society to see us as equal. Some of the ladies said that they can do anything that the guys can do, and vice versa. The guys can also do things that are normally assigned to women. Yeah, some are aware that there are gender laws that recognize the role of women in nation building, and these laws will ensure the fundamental equality, okay, for women and men. So, yes, in that aspect, we can say we are equal. But a lot from the group also said that no, we aren't there yet, that women are still experiencing discrimination, especially at work. Men are the ones in the top positions in the corporate world, while women are still expected to go for a second shift. So when we say second shift, this is when working women or moms especially are still expected to do the housework after coming home from their day job, because she is the woman. She is supposed to still do her job as a homemaker, as the mother, no? Or as a wife. While men naman are still expected to be the providers. No, at all costs sila dapat. There is so much pressure for men to be wealthy and successful so that he will be able to feed his family. And ano ba yung mga pressure in men? Also that he should not be weak when he is struggling with something. Yeah, it puts so much pressure on people. It is terrible for our mental health and also detrimental to relationships, okay? Especially for husband and wives. So, yeah, I think those who said that there is no gender equality are actually experiencing or seeing these things happening right in front of their very eyes. So, we need to actually be able to break these stereotypes because we don't want this, okay? So we need to understand what gender stereotypes are and what we can do about it. But first, let us define what is God. Okay, what is gender and development? On my slide here, I have here the definition. This is Philippine context. Ha? Says here it's a development perspective. I want to look at the important terms from the definition so mas madali natin siyang maintindihan. So sabi dito, it's a development perspective. I think I have already mentioned several times that it is an important part of development. So, studying gender is crucial to a person's development. Gender is an important consideration in the development of individuals. Okay, it is a process, sabi din dito. It is step by step. First, we need to have an understanding of what it is by knowing the basics, like what is gender, what is sex, what's the difference of the two, um, what's the historical context in the society, no, of gender. We need to be able to identify the issues from then and now that the genders are facing, and from there we start to analyze what is needed. We provide and implement what needs to be done, and we analyze or evaluate if things are working, and yeah, we think of sustainable ways for all gender to become actualized. Okay? It is participatory, sabi dito. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng participatory? So, from the root word, participate. So, everybody needs to have a part in this. It's not just the work of women or of men for women or of the government for the people. It has to be participated by all of us as parents, students, educators, all of us in the society. It is empowering. I believe that is self explanatory. We are studying gender, we are into gender research, so we can empower the genders. Okay? Equitable and sustainable. When it's equitable, it does not only recognize in paper that yes, there is gender equality or that there has to be gender equality. It is supposed to be able to enact what is fair and reasonable in a way that gives equal treatment to everyone, okay, to all genders. So it's not enough to say na, ay, dapat may gender equality. Ano dapat yung gagawin mo? What are you gonna do or provide para ma-achieve yung equality na yan, no, na sinasabi natin? Sustainable. It should be able to meet the needs of the present without compromising the future. But it should also not be too futuristic naman that it isn't reflective of the values of today or yung means na meron ka to implement programs related to gender advancement. Okay? It should also be free from violence. Sabi dito, gender and development is free from violence. So that's right. If you have provisions for women, it should not violate the rights, no, of the men or of the other genders, because it is. Let's go to the next slide. Respectful of human rights, supportive of self-determination, and actualization of human potentials. Okay, so yan. It seeks to achieve gender equality as fundamental value that should be reflected in development choices and contends that women are active agents of development and not just passive recipients of development. So here on my slide, um, says women in development. Okay, bakit kaya women in development muna siya? Bakit hindi siya God agad? No? So, ba't hindi na lang gender and development agad? Okay, so some of your peers actually said that it is maybe because of the issues of women in the past. Now there is an unequal treatment of women and men in the past, and yes, they're right about it. Throughout history, women have faced intense discrimination from a lack of legal rights, their right to vote, no, or suffrage, their right to education, or the right to be members of the political scene. Women also have very little independence from their husbands, or if they aren't married yet, they have little independence from their fathers. They're even thought of as having more inferior brain, okay, than men. So in many societies before, women have long been viewed as less than fully human. Good thing na nagkaroon na din ng boses ang mga kababaihan because of the emergence of programs for women, by women, and men for women, no? So there's been a national trend toward an integration of gender roles, uh, which is reflected in women's education, professional achievement, and even family income contributions. Because, as you know, a lot of women are now working and helping out their partners to, you know, to to raise a family, okay, financially, okay, to contribute financially. No, but of course, as a society, the world in general progresses, we learn that each of us has rights that we want to protect, and it's not just for the women. So, God has been actively promoting to ensure that both men and women can participate in and benefit from development in a way that is equitable for all genders. Okay? Ayan. Etong gender analysis, pag-uusapan din natin to. But I think towards the end of semester, so I'd skip that for now. I would like to talk about gender roles first. No? One of your peers told me that he is expected to always be strong. Bawal umiyak pag may mga struggles. Or, he should not be seen crying by his family kasi lalaki siya eh. And another one, no, of your peers, so a lady said, kailangan lagi akong maganda, nakaayos, or kailangan smooth yung skin ko. Also, expected ako to do the dishes, no, maglinis sa bahay, while my brother is allowed to just play computer games, sabi niya. No? So, totoo yun, no? May mga expectations sa atin even at an early age, even younger than all of you, no? Just because of the assigned sex at birth. So, eto yun. Ito yung mga gender roles natin which are commonly stereotyped, no? Pag-uusapan natin yan. So, sabi dito, gender roles in society means how we're expected to act, speak, dress, groom, and conduct ourselves based upon our assigned sex. Okay, for example, girls and women are generally expected to dress in typically feminine ways and be polite, no, to always be accommodating and nurturing. So these are stereotypes actually, no? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng stereotype? It says here, stereotype is an oversimplified or unfair belief or idea that groups of people have particular characteristics or that all people in the group are the same. Okay. So actually this one, I am a woman. My favorite color is not pink. That's very me. No, that's very me. When I was younger, I had plenty of pink things because I was the firstborn daughter and my parents bought me all pink stuff, pink dresses, pink blankets, pink things. But I actually do not like pink. I grew up not liking pink. Um, I never really liked pink up until now. No, maybe because I felt that it was imposed that I have to like this color because they have bought all the pink things for me already. While my sister, yung sunod sa akin, because I have already been assigned pink, she has yellow and purple, and I'm like, at least she has a choice, no? She has two colors to choose from. Ako, pink lang, di ko nga gusto yung pink eh, no? So, you see, although we're children, we are young at that time, di naman talaga tayo nakakapamili pa kasi hindi man tayo bumibili ng things natin. But then again, imagine if that happens now, no? And ngayon siya i-impose sa atin na, ito yung gawin mo, ito yung isuot mo, ito yung color na piliin mo. It feels so violating na I don't prefer that. Why are you trying to insist that to me? Diba? So, ganun yung effect ng stereotyping. Akala natin simple lang siya. Ano ba yung example ng mga stereotyping, especially in children? Like for girls, yung activities nila commonly dancing, ballet dancing, they play with dolls. Yung colors assigned to them are pink, purple, ganyan, and profession, most likely teacher, nurse, or a mother or a homemaker, ganyan. For boys, yung mga activities are Legos, trucks, sila daw yung magaling sa math, and blue is a boy's color, and yung profession na ini-encourage natin sa mga anak natin kapag boy sila is to become an engineer. Ano pa ba yung usually men's job? Yeah? Architect, So parents with new babies and young children, they inadvertently reinforce gender stereotypes, creating a gendered world through toys, play, language, and environment, no? Pati yung playroom ng batang lalaki, iba sa itsura ng playroom ng batang babae. And even teachers, no, might reward boys and girls' behavior differently just because they are boys and girls, no? Magkaibang sex or gender. And yung representation in children's stories are also stereotype. Makikita nyo yan sa mga children's book. So that's why whenever nakakabasa ako ng stories for boys who are playing with toys and not allowed to play with dolls, I'm like, I tell my child na actually boys can play dolls too. My son has a doll. I bought him a doll and he plays with it. The reason why he wanted the doll was because he wanted to be an older brother, no? So imagine a child wanting to become nurturing and practicing that skill to adult, tas hindi mo siya bibilan ng doll kasi you feel that it's not for boys. What are you teaching the child, di ba? What 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 waste? No, what a waste. Kasi siya na yung nag-initiate na maging nurturing, no? Through playing with dolls. Tapos hindi mo siya papayagan, no? Um, there's a danger to that. There's a danger with stereotyping. And for children, akala natin walang effect, but it has a big effect on children. Like children and adolescents are at risk by behaviors rooted in gender roles stereotyping. And these stereotypes can be well established in kids by the time they are 10 or 11 years old, no? So some kids who might want to become engineers and architects, girls who wants to be girls who want to be architects or engineers might not pursue it because it's not a girl profession, no? But what if they really like to do it? What if that's their dream, no? To become an engineer or an architect. But as a parent, you said, no, no, it's not typical of girls to want that. Marami pang danger, no? Children are at risk, no? When we stereotype them. For girls, for example, yung risk may include early marriage, teen pregnancy, leaving school early, um, ano pa ba, exposure to violence or to rape. No, this happens so when they grow up thinking that they are weak compared to boys, that they need to be protected, or that they cannot talk or speak up to adults or to someone who have assaulted them, or even to those of their age, because they are girls. They need to be refined. They need to be quiet or reserved. They're even afraid to speak up when they're abused kasi nakakahiya pag may nakaalam, no? Babae ka, dapat di mo hindi nangyari sa iyo yon. So some things like that. Boys suffer too from increased risk of substance abuse, depression, or even suicide, especially if they try to challenge masculine norms, no? Boys might also even grow up thinking that only women are supposed to do the housework and all the cleaning and chores. Um, kasi yun yung kinalakayan nila, and this may be troublesome for families, especially now when the trend is women are also working because of the times when it's difficult to sustain a family financially kung isa lang yung nagtatrabaho. So we need to teach the boys to also learn how to do the housework. Okay, so the cultural perception that girls are vulnerable and boys are strong is a myth, no? The perception that men are the dominant sex or the stronger and more independent sex while women needs to be protected is so passe, so lumang kaisipan na yon. And we need to teach the future generation that boys and girls, men and women, and all genders are strong and independent because we're all humans And because of that, as humans, we all have equal rights. And we also all can do things that the other is doing, okay, or can do. Gender stereotype starts in early childhood. No, it's reinforced by schools, parents, and media, and it is time that we break the cycle. No, what can we do to stop it now that we are aware? No, let's do something. Let's start at home. If we cannot change the views of our parents or the more conservative adults, start with yourself. No, you will be parents in the future, so teach your children about it. We need to think outside of the gender box. Hindi ko na na-move yung slide ko. Sorry. So here, so yeah, these are just examples of uh, contemporary stereotypes. Yeah. So yeah. So yes, I was saying we need to do something about it. It takes courage to do something about it, but we all need to do our part. We can do something. Yeah, we can do something. We start with ourselves. We start educating the next generation. So I said also we need to think outside of the gender box because we are not just men and women. We are all humans. We are persons beyond our assigned sexes. So sabi ko nga dito, I want to think broadly of myself as a human being. I would like to think of myself as a person instead of a woman. No? What else can we do? Be aware. We have to start questioning certain stereotypes that we take as normal, but which in reality are just social constructs. No? Um, don't let your awareness be just concepts or knowledge about the issues. No, I want you to act on it. Question norms that you feel are hurtful or is not true for everybody. Okay. Talk about it. Speak up about sexism. Ano ba yung sexism? So these are prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination typically against women on the basis of sex. Sexism, no, in language is an offensive reminder of the way the culture sees women. So, pag narinig mo yung tropa mo, whether babae siya or lalaki, for example, who laughs about rape jokes or tells one. So, tell them off, no? Call them out. Rape is not to be taken lightly. Also, rape does not only happen to women, men gets raped too. So do not make rape normal. It's not. No, it's sick. It's demeaning. It's evil. No? So you may think that some of us are just too sensitive about rape jokes. No, it is not a joke. Kaya tayo nag-aaral ng ganito para maging boses tayo ng mabuti. So, let's break the cycle. Yeah? I'm counting on you. And finally, I think I have a quote here lang naman to share. It's from Val Gibson's. So when I saw this, I thought of sharing this to you kasi important talaga yung pag-aaral ng gender inequality or maintindihan natin that there is gender inequality for us to be able to do something about it and achieve gender equality. So sabi dito, I have just begun to realize that a lot of gender inequality becomes embedded at an early stage at school. Totoo yan, no? Sa school pa lang, sabi ni teacher, o yung mga batang babae magwawalis, yung mga lalaki magbubuhat ng silya, ayusin yung mga silya. No? Bata pa lang, meron na tayong ganun. So, therefore, it is important that not only all staff, but also all of our students are trained in gender equality and best practice as soon as they arrive in our care. So, Cavite State University believes strongly, no, in this advocacy because we understand the importance of this to the society. It's important. Okay, so as what I've said, let not your awareness be just concepts or knowledge. Act on it. Okay, do something about it. Okay, thank you for listening. That's about it. I'll see you next time on our online session. If you have questions, you may actually just post your comments, you know, on the comment sections below. So yeah, thank you for listening. See you around.